Good morning and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Cinnamon and Fred, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is your girl's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give here at school is a tug and release on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Cindy's going to come home with her very own training collar, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly and put it on and take it off during your follow-up training session. Now she's sitting very nicely at Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. The command is Cinny, heel, and then you step off and she goes with you. At this point she has a job to do, and that is to match pace, stay even with your left leg, not dragging you down the street, and every time that you stop your feet, she's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. And you know your dog as well as we do, and you know that none of this has come easy with her. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, we do not use her name. You give her a firm stay command and you walk away, and you go to the end of your leash and you turn to face her. Now this is helping to develop her self-control, of which she had none when she got here. And focus. When Fred returns back to her, he is going to walk all the way around her, returning all the way back around to where they started, and everything starts and stops at heel position, and he tells her to heel again. So your stationary commands, you're going to try to lengthen out the time and the distance. Heeling can be practiced when you're going for a walk. But you want to make these commands a part of your everyday life with her. I think that she's come a really, really long way from the day that she got here. Now this time, instead of returning all the way back to her, Fred is going to use her name and happy voice and call her in, and she should come right in front of you and sit, which she did very nicely. And then they go back to heel. So if you notice, everything starts and stops at that heel position. So when you're working with her, when you get back to heel, she expects you to tell her what you want her to do next. And we're going to demonstrate that come on command again for you. Fred walks out to the end of his leash and he turns to face her. Gives her a minute to think about that stay, and then he calls her in, and it's Cinny come. You do use her name on that command, and then back to heel. Now we're going to be giving you help and hints on how to manage her better at home as well. Obedience training is a big part of it, but there are other things that we're going to discuss with you as far as making your life better with her at home. Now the next exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is the down from a heel position. So with the dog seated, always seated first, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. Now she's not exactly down. There you go. And again, you're helping to develop that focus. She's loves to just drift off into her own little world. Fred's going to heel her out of that, and he will demonstrate that again for you. The down commands are the harder commands, especially with a dog like her. She has an odd personality. It's not typical lab personality. She is a little nervous and a little high-strung, so, you know, she needs that extra. The down, and she knows this perfectly. and stay. And when you're practicing this right in your living room, you're going to work up from about 1 minute to 3 minutes to 5 minute down stays. And she needs this. And this time Fred will call her out of this command and have her sit and then go back to heel. And then the very last exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is going to be your down from a distance. And she's just learning this exercise. So Fred's going to leave her in a sit stay and turn to face her. But we're not going to go too far away. Sometimes she does it perfectly and sometimes not. This is the only time you're going to use your right hand to give the command. And she's a crawler. She likes to crawl into you, and that's just her being insecure. Now, we have demonstrated for you all of Cinnamon's formal on-leash obedience commands. We feel as though she's come a very long way in a short period of time. I still think that there is some work to do, and we're going to be here to help you with that. We've enjoyed having her, and we want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.